All right, guys, so I'm going to walk you through doing the short answer and extend response. All right, so first of all, we have our two short answers first. We'll do number one. In a complete sentence, name at least two reasons how population density affects a civilization. So remember, for our short answer, we want to make sure that we are still using a complete sentence, right? So we are going to say that population density can affect the, and then you would continue with your two reasons. So population density can affect the blank and blank within a civilization. All right, so that's how I would start that one. I'm not going to give you the answer, but at least set you up. All right, let's look at number two. In a complete sentence, explain at least two characteristics of a civilization. All right, so we're going to go ahead and restate our question again. So two characteristics of a civilization are, and you can just put blank and then a period. All right, so we have that one down. All right, we're good there. All right, let's go down to the bottom. Remember, when you're doing an extended response, you want to, and you know what, I'll do this so you can see it. But remember, when you're doing an extended response, you want to read the question several times. You want to pre-write and organize your ideas. You want to include an introductory sentence, include a detailed sentence, and then a conclusion, and to make sure all parts of your questions were answered. And then, of course, proofread for any errors. All right, so we're going to go ahead and scroll down. And we'll do the proofread together, or the pre-write together. All right, so the question is, you are doing a research project for world history, and Mrs. Gibb or Mrs. Lindsay has asked you to choose four sources. Explain at least two primary and two secondary sources you would use for ancient world. Also explain what other things you need to analyze to understand the source of information. All right, so the first thing I want to look, what are they asking for? All right, they want us to have four sources. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. My topic that I'm going to use is ancient world. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that as well. And then I got to make sure I have my two primary and two secondary. So I'm just making sure I know what it is I have to answer. And then finally, this is the part a lot of people forget, analyze to understand the source of information. All right, so let's go ahead and do our outline together. All right, so we know our topic is ancient world. Okay, we know that we need four sources. All right, so we're going to start with primary sources. I'm going to go underneath and put a 1. Oh, so I'm going to put a 1. And I'll just kind of leave a dash and a 2. Something weird just fell in my room. All right, and then I'll hit enter again. And then I'll do secondary. Same thing. I'm going to do a 1 and a dash for you. You obviously are going to fill in the words here. I'm just leaving this blank for you so you can see it. All right, so 1 and a 2. All right, so we have our topic, the primary and secondary sources. And then the next part is you need to answer this question. What do you need to do in order to make sure your sources are reliable? All right, so that's a question you need to ask. I'm looking for a word that would go there. So what do you need to do to make sure that those sources you pick are reliable? And then finally, we need a conclusion. All right, so in conclusion, and then you would continue there and say, this is how I would write my research project for Mrs. Lindsay's class on the topic ancient world. All right, it'll even help you with this one. All right, so in conclusion, this is how I would do my research for Mrs. Lindsay's history class on the topic ancient world. All right, so that is your outline. You would take this outline, you're going to scroll down. So you can just use that, and you have it there. right, and remember yesterday I showed you that you could highlight that and you could paste it below and just kind of fill it in as you go. Or now that you have that, you might want to bring it down here. If you go ahead and copy, remember copy, don't cut, right? You're going to copy it and you can paste it in here so you can see it, or you can use it to help write like I showed you yesterday. Again, that's kind of up to you, but that way you can see it. And now when you're typing, you can start right here and you can see what you're going to do. All right, guys, good luck. And don't forget to submit when you finish. Thanks.